Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for a very kind introduction to our Madam Chairperson. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank the organizer, ADAFSA, and also to UAE University for inviting to this event. We'll be presenting on innovative and sustainable processing for food security. Putra, Malaysia, it is located about 20 minutes drive from Kuala Lumpur city centre, and it's in the Selangor area. We'll be discussing in terms of the pillars of food security, global food security challenges, environmental impact of food processing methods, food innovations versus halal certifications. As just now we have heard of our speakers have presented on various methods or alternative techniques in utilizing proteins and other ingredients. So these are the pillars for food security. In terms of availability, accessibility of the food product, utilization and stability. In this presentation, I will be focusing a bit on the utilization that covers in terms of the regulatory aspect, the certification aspect of food. As we know that there's various issues and challenges, like there's growing demand for that's because of the population is now more than 8 billion, and there's also changing diets of the populations, and by 2050 there's an increase of 60% of food demand with needs of sustainable food production and processing. And at the same time, we are also aware about the climate change. And other than that, we have like food waste and food loss issues, from the food harvest spoilage to the poor storage and lack of infrastructure. Then at the same time, there's also supply chain vulnerabilities due to geopolitical disruption, fragile logistic, resilient local system that will later affect the certification for the food system, as well as economic and policy barriers like inadequate investment, bias and lack of infrastructure, limited green tech access, limited of digital monitoring tools, and uneven innovation. With that, we can overcome that through modern processing and resource efficiency, through utilization of water and waste from processing, utilizing various processing methods such as high pressure processing, pulse electric field processing, and then in terms of agricultural and packaging innovation, we can also explore in terms of precision agriculture, fermentation, and innovative packaging. With this innovation and alternatives approaches, we will need to consider in terms of the certification about utilization of the technology. That leads to when we look in terms of the environmental impact of food processing methods, for example, like for energy consumption, we can see here from the slides that various food processing methods can be used. However, we need to consider in terms of the energy consumption, like for in this case, high pressure processing consume the most amount of energy, followed by the greenhouse gas emission. Again, high pressure processing is having the highest amount of emissions. Then we are looking into water usage. Thermal pasteurization is having the highest water usage. Then also in terms of waste generation. When we are discussing in terms of food security, in terms of energy utilization or and valorization of waste and other byproducts, we may need to consider in terms of the aspect of halal certification. As we know that from the Islamic law, there's from verse 168 from Surah Al-Baqarah, is halalan and toyiban. When we refer to halal, it's about permissible based on Sharia rulings, religious, faith, and spiritual. In toyib, it refers to good or wholesome quality, safety, hygiene, cleanliness, and nutritious and authenticity. So, between halal and toyib, for halal, there's various certification. I think in GCC, there's under GSO halal certification. And in Malaysia, we are under the Department of Islamic Malaysia, JAKIM. And in terms of toyib, there are laws of application on food safety aspect that has been adopted by various industries. For example, good manufacturing practice, HACCP, on safety, yeah? And with that will complement the two in terms of halalan and toyiban. So as we know that Muslims are prohibited to consume pigs and its derivatives. So in developing a sustainable product, we may need to do some formulation to reformulate the ingredients to valorize the byproduct. And okay, in doing that, sometimes we need to add ingredients, right? So these are the various parts from the pigs that that is available or is adopted in the industry. For example, pig derivatives in producing glycerin, monodiglyceride emulsifier, creamer, ice cream, margarine, and toothpaste. With that, for halal certification, with the ingredients, it will lead to the critical control ingredients for halal application. And we have, there's also various other products like proof, gelatin, collagen, leather, texturizer, and hair that is from brush, yeah, and nuts, products, bloods, bone, meats, and also from the fats in producing like biscuits. Okay, so these are the things that when we are adopting or formulating and valorizing waste products, these are among the ingredients perhaps we should also look into to consider. So to consider when formulation to avoid that these ingredients being added in the formulation. So, for example, for product development and innovation, gelatin is very common. Gelatin is a translucent, okay, it's a see-through, no color, no flavor food ingredients. It's derived from collagen taken from animal body parts, and it contains protein and essential amino acids. So we have these products available in abundance like jelly, pastilles, capsules, puddings, jelly beans, and gummy bears. So when developing such products and for halal certification, we should consider in terms of whether the gelatin is it being slaughtered or non-slaughtered for halal certification. Okay, this is some halal science analysis that has been done. I'm not going to go into detail with this slide. is a comparison between anchovies, small fish, then the pork, chicken, and beef to look at the electrophoretic profiles to establish in terms of the species-specific peptide biomarkers in developing or in authentication of the halal and non-halal ingredients. Just also to share in terms of alcohol or naturally occurring beverages. For example, the research that has been done at IPP HGPM, whereby we have investigated various beverages. This is naturally fermented alcohol from beverages, and with recommendations that for products of beverages which is less than 1% contains alcohol, like ethanol, and with less than 0.5% of food ingredients, has been suggested to the National Fatwa Council and has been adopted in outlining the halal and non-halal beverages and food ingredients in terms of alcohol content. Then just also to share this ongoing work which is currently in collaboration between JAKIM and also the JAKIM is the Malaysia Halal Authority, and MARDI is Food Research Institute because on kombucha. And we know that kombucha is nowadays is becoming trend to consume to the various health benefits. From the analysis of those using GCFID equipment, there are about 12 to 31 samples contain alcohol or ethanol, which is more than 1% by volume. From my previous slides, for beverage, it should be less than 1% for this beverage to be able to get halal certification. Then further research has been done for unflavored kombucha, and it was found that for within 30 days of fermentation, the beverages was the ethanol did not exceed 1% alcohol content, so that's fine. Then there's another research that has been done in terms of storage. The earlier work was on the 30 days fermentation process. Then for storage, for up to 16 weeks, it is more than it's about 1.69%, and for 18 weeks 1.57%, which is more than 1% of the alcohol content. Then further research is being ongoing on pasteurization and addition of preservatives to kombucha. So we are yet to know about the results of this study. Just now we have seen also, like has been presented by Dr. Andrew Lee, about cultured meat. Is a hot topic in the Southeast Asia now, where about there's to discuss on utilization of cultured meat. Can Muslim consume cultured meat? In some countries, like in Singapore, it has been accepted on cultured meat, and yet in other countries, yet these are to be discussed. Utilization of cultured meat, and then utilization of insect protein. Okay, traditionally this is grasshopper. Some people consume grasshopper in Malaysia. They say that it tastes like shrimp. Okay, it's like fried shrimp if you fry it. Well, and this is another like insects. Is in Borneo and Sarawak. But this is not being accepted by the local fatwa in Malaysia to be consumed, even though it is contains a high amount of protein. And there's also more and more work in terms of insect protein bars, which is yet to be discussed by the fatwa and as well as the scientists to work together. And there's emerging work on algae-based drinks. Yeah, algae we know that is a plant-based, but yet we also need to consider in terms of the media, the medium which cultured the algae. That is also among the critical ingredients we are when we are applying for halal certification. And there's also emerging trends in terms of utilizing AI. Um, okay, so for AI, various work is ongoing and can be done in terms of meat and meat products, where pork is used as to other meats in comparison when doing AI analysis. Then for dairy products like gelatin in dairy products, oils and fats for such lard in cooking oils or in margarine that has been used. Then processed foods like meatballs, sausages, bakery products for the processed food. So this is utilizing of AI with chromatographic technique as well as spectroscopic data to gauge or to predict, in terms of authentication of halal and non-halal products. So with that, innovation and sustainability processing is important for food security, efficient, as well as we want to have low carbon technologies, waste reduction. At the same time, we need also to consider in terms of the halal science and innovation to ensure the authenticity. We can also use the AI in order to do that. And the final word to conclude is that innovation guided with integrity, where sustainable technology and halal science unite to nourish humanity with trust and responsibility. With that, I thank to the organizer. Thank you.